here we are at St. Paul's Church. It's the smallest building on our tour and also the oldest building on our tour. It's such a cool, quaint little church. That is such a strong little church, you know? It's so strong. I mean, it's survived way too many things, and I'm going to tell you how incredible it is that it's still intact and here for us to enjoy today. This beautiful little church was and is still a satellite of Trinity Church. It was built primarily because a lot of people, the community of Trinity Church, a little bit downtown, they were moving uptown. The town was expanding, New York City was growing, and Trinity Church felt like they needed another location to accommodate all these wealthy, well-off people who were moving a little bit uptown. Now, it doesn't seem like a great distance, but they felt like it was important to, and plus, Trinity had this land, they had nothing to lose, and why not do it, you know? So they built this beautiful church. It's, again, the oldest church in New York City, and definitely one of the oldest buildings in New York, period. It's the original. Sometimes when we go to these places, I'm usually a little bit disappointed that we don't have the original building standing, and that makes me really exhilarated that St. Paul's is still the same exact building from the late 1600s. Now, if I tell you what it has witnessed over all these centuries, your jaw is going to drop because it's amazing how much it has stood. Number one, Great Fire. The Great Fire. Of course, the word fire had to come out of my mouth. 1776, when the British recaptured New York, there was a huge fire that swept through a huge portion of downtown, including Trinity Church. It took it down and didn't even touch St. Paul's. They had a brigade of water buckets to come and save it. So, and it was left untouched from that great fire. It was perfectly timed also because, well, not the fire, but it was the construction of St. Paul's was a really smart strategy, and they didn't even know it because during the time when Trinity was destroyed and it remained vacant for quite a while before they rebuilt it, this was the place where they congregated. When Washington was inaugurated, there was no Trinity Church. He was inaugurated as the first president of the United States, right down at Federal Hall. He came here to St. Paul's, and this is where he came to pray as president when New York City served as the capital of the country. And so it's pretty incredible that this is the location that we're standing on. The same place, the same exact original place that George Washington stepped foot on. If you go inside, you can see the pew that he sat on, his chair, still original, all within the church. It's a beautiful little place. Another thing that I want to discuss is 9/11. The church was left completely untouched, and not even a window was shattered. And to me, that's pretty magical. I mean, if you consider the distance between the towers and the church, it's pretty close. And they say that a tree saved it from falling debris. Eventually, they even made a sculpture out of that tree, the roots of the tree, a gold. This incredible artist made it gold, and it's on display at Trinity. It's actually not officially on display right now, but it is there. I saw it, and it's pretty interesting. So they consider this tree a pretty sacred tree because it saved our beautiful little church. Incredible that not even a glass would shatter in the midst of all that insanity. So there is a little bit of a, I don't know what you want to call it, but magic within this church. Following 9/11, in the aftermath, it served as a place of comfort for all the rescue workers. They would come here and rest, and this was a very active place. It was a sanctuary for all those people that were volunteering or rescuing or working on Ground Zero, and so it served a very major role. Outpouring support from all over the country and the world came into Trinity Church, and when you go in, you can still see the banners and the signs and the letters and the notes and the cards, everything that was sent in from all over from people showing their support to all these volunteers and families who had lost and all the victims. One interesting thing, I wasn't in the country at the time, so I remember seeing all these panels, you know, full of messages and pictures and flowers and memorials, and I had no idea that this was the place. I hadn't been to New York yet, but what I read is that initially they had 15 panels to go around the whole perimeter of the church. They pop it up on the gate so that people could show their support. And the support was so strong that they needed 400 panels to accommodate everybody. And I feel like I wonder what they did with all those panels. I mean, they must be saved somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to end with, he may not be your favorite man in the world, but Rudy Giuliani was here in 2011 in December. This is where he resigned as governor. And he said something that's really cool. He said that the church was thrice hallowed. 1, when it was built, 2, when George Washington prayed here, and 3, on 9/11, when it stood despite all the insanity going on around it. And he said that it would forever be the place where Americans can come to meditate and remember what it is to be an American and what it is to be a New Yorker. So on that note, I thank you for coming on the tour. I hope you have a great day and explore the city.